Hello and welcome back to Terra Invicta. The last episode, the aliens have landed here in Chad, and they're going to try and form a nation with Chad as the capital. Now, this might seem like some comments are like, "Oh, this seems like a very bad disaster." It's not really. In fact, this was expected. This was always going to happen. With this strategy of waiting, it's almost impossible to stop the aliens' nation from forming. We were quite lucky that the first two was Tajikistan and Thailand. Usually this kind of thing happens, and that's fine. Now, we can't just take over the alien capital. The reason why is threat. Now, we are currently above threat, so we actually have a lot more leeway than you would often have when you're still trying to stay below threat. However, we don't want to get to total war. At least, if we can avoid it, getting to total war wouldn't be the end of the world, but if we can avoid it, we won't. Well, the aliens have made a mistake here. Chad was allied to Nigeria. Nigeria is allied to America. So if we go to the intel and we go to global wars, we can see the alien administration Chad war is alien administration versus Nigeria. Now we can actually join this war. Nigeria are technically the war leader, so anyone allied with them, we can join in. So we can join with America. Let's see if we can ally, with China, and also with Japan, our last military capable nation. Nigeria, no, okay, Japan can't. That's fine, we don't need Japan. So, America and China can join the war, and they'll also be the war leaders. However, this is also a defensive war, so it will generate a little bit of threat, I believe. But we will essentially be defending ourselves against the aliens. More importantly, defending Nigeria against the aliens. These three alien armies cannot hold a candle to the American armies. Now, the issue we're having is that the alien armies are getting stronger and stronger. See, they're up to 8.3 right now, and our armies are only at 6.8. So we are a little bit behind, but numbers is always more important than tech. We outnumber them. It's quantity over quality. And this is kind of the name of the game when it comes to Terra Invicta, really. You will always have the quantity usually. It's them who have the quality. Now, we can do a few things to help. One of the things is with China, we're trying to stabilize it. Obviously, we're trying to get its cohesion sorted out. We're also trying to do some more, I say, miscellaneous things like environment, knowledge, and trying to get this government. I actually like all that. But for right now, I think we don't need government. This is more of a long-term project, and we're still in a bit of a situation here. Same with knowledge. Knowledge is like long-term science. Getting this to 5 will help a lot more in the short term. So let's drop knowledge. And let's also drop environment, because again, climate change is a long-term issue, which I'm trying to vaguely help with right now, because I think it's a good idea. But we can drop it for now. Let's put all those points straight into military. In fact, we'll have the same on both, more or less. Yep, no, exactly the same. So now, both of our countries are building up their armies as quickly as possible, getting up their military score. The reason why I've been kind of avoiding it in China is because I've been slightly worried about aliens taking it over and then inheriting the army, but that really doesn't seem to be happening. The alien agents seem really weak. They're trying so hard, bless them, but it's just not happening. So for right now, we can ignore the aliens. We can not really worry about that. Focus on getting China as strong as possible as well. Now, the issue we have is, sure, right now, 3 armies. We can beat that easily. But if another invasion ship lands, then all of a sudden there are 6 armies. We can probably beat that, especially if the armies are a little bit split up. And if, of course, we bring America and China, we'll crush it. But, once it gets to 9, that's when it gets a bit more tricky. Even then, though, one of the things with Terra Invicta is that it's never really over. I've won games where the aliens have gotten up to 6, control points. They've incorporated China and India. They've had billions and billions of population, and I still win. Because all it takes is one nation with a good number of armies and a better navy score than the aliens. Right now our navy score is 54.2 of America, 34.5 of China, and 9.7 with Japan. That's a huge navy score. That means that when we're at war with the aliens, they are completely blockaded. This means that they can't properly coordinate their armies, they can't properly run away from us. They are more or less trapped. dying. In addition, the aliens are going to struggle because we're not directly declaring war on the aliens. Even if the aliens make allies, it's not actually going to matter because we're not fighting the aliens. We're not attacking them. We're merely joining a defensive war. For example, the aliens invaded Chad, who are allies with Nigeria, so they're at war with Nigeria, but they're not at war with any of Nigeria's allies. We'll essentially do the same thing. And in addition to that, the aliens actually have, I believe, the servants more or less have no nuclear capable countries. Switzerland was the new nuclear able country you need to be wary of, I remember. Yep, so that's all resistance. Russia's all resistance. European Union is initiative. Israel is protectorate. Pakistan is protectorate. And then India is also protectorate. So none of these countries are a significant threat to us. So we can just take on the aliens as much as we want. We don't need to finish them off, because when we're at war with the alien nation, what's going to happen is all future alien armies will essentially attempt to land in land the alien administration own. So we could even let them conquer Nigeria if we really wanted to. As long as we defeat their armies, that's what matters. The land is much less important than the armies. And of course, if things really do go wrong, you always have the force multiplier, namely nuclear weapons. Aliens don't build nukes, but aliens don't like nukes. I'm sure when we do their purpose, we'll understand more why. But essentially, you know, slight spoiler, but is more or less, it's deeply immoral to them. They don't want to, so they don't touch the nukes. We do. So that is a big advantage we have. A nuke can more or less delete an alien army. If we just nuked all these 3 alien armies right now, we could just kill them all outright. However, nukes cause atrocities. They damage the entire Earth's GDP, and a strong Earth is important. They also invite retaliation if they have any allies, but they don't have any allies, so that's fine. But ideally we want to avoid using nukes if we can, and use armies when we can, and that will be our main focus. Ideally we'll win without having never fired a nuclear weapon, but that doesn't always happen. I mean, I've had games before where I've had to exhaust all 30 Russian nukes. You know, either one way or the other, just little stuff like that. So, and I still win. But hopefully we'll avoid that this game. It looks like we're on track to. So yeah, we'll sort that out. We'll do these priorities in China. Same with America. Quebec also doesn't have any unity. We should make sure we're doing that to make it almost impossible to take over. And yeah, our fleet is on the way to Earth Lunar L1 Halo orbit. Now we are waiting for the green arc laser batteries, which could be worth waiting for. However, just before recording the episode, I did zoom out and have a kind of a little look around the solar system. There is, going to Mars, there is kind of these odd little fleets. There's kind of this one here, going to low Mars orbit. And now I know they're mostly fighting humanity first, but they might also fight us. So it might be nice. We have the arc laser front, and as you can see, I did a little bit of messing around, but we'll act as if I never did. All right. So if we go to the ship designer, we've noticed we've unlocked a few more. So before we had the destroyer, these were 2 nose points. And then usually the ships are kind of this. There's the hull type, which in this one is the battleship, right? Which has 6 hull points, but only a 2 nose and then 4 utility. There's the cruiser, which is mainly all utility with only 2 nose and 3. And there's the battle cruiser, which is much more, only 2 hull points, but a big focus on nose. Now, we can, if we wanted to, get this 720 centimeter green arc laser cannon. Absolute nightmare. You can look at the armor effectiveness at 600 kilometers. Even at that range, armor is not very good. And this is the thing with lasers, is that when they're high quality, they just blitz directly through armor like it's not even there. And they just shred ships. This weapon on this ship will be actually incredibly dangerous. So we could try something here. Now I did get this new engine as well, but of course it doesn't work with the burner drive. So we need to get better engines and drives, which will be the issue of this ship. So even if we put in all of our best stuff, we put in the laser modules, the molten salt heat sink, and we put in the basic laser batteries as point defense, you see that we're all right for right now, but the second we add in any form of armor, even if we go with the more lightly armored variants that we had before, we're actually all right, to be fair. This is not a bad ship. It's very slow. Like, it's got bad militaries, its Delta V isn't great. But I think it's serviceable, to be honest. And I do want a little bit more Delta V. It's very, very expensive on the fuel. But it is... This weapon makes this ship incredibly dangerous. So I think for right now, another thing we can do as well, which I didn't do before, is you can start with like the basic variant of your weapon type. I'm going to put the main weapon on attack mode because the point of these is to be point defense, not this. If I want it to be point defense in battle, I'll switch it around, which is something we're going to have to do with the other fleet is when the battle starts, so I'm going to have to switch all these weapons around. So Guardian just means it takes out enemy missiles coming in, but if they're all gone, then it fires at the enemy. But on attack, it doesn't bother shooting at enemies, it just focuses the enemy. And then focus fire means that it will only fire at their target. So we'll do attack mode because we might as well just shoot at whatever. And yeah, we'll do that. And I think this might be a good design. It's very fuel inefficient, as I said. It's why we need a lot of water for kind of ships like this. It's still quite slow in terms of acceleration. But it's okay. It's all right. So yeah, I think we'll build some of these battle cruisers. The Kunitomo class. Because yeah, that front weapon, that green arc laser cannon on the battle cruiser, tier 3 nose, will be absolutely lethal. And should make the kind of a really, really dangerous fleet that can actually even deal with being outnumbered. Because Alpha 16, once it gets to Earth, might really struggle. But we will see. Right now, though, the focus is still Earth, but then if we can fight the aliens in space, we can fight them on Earth. One of the things you have to remember with this strat, even though it looks like we're doing really well, the aliens... Even though it looks like we're doing really well, the aliens are still incredibly strong. They have more ships than us. They still have kind of agents on Earth. They can still send armies and armies and armies. So I'm gonna say it's a slow game. We're definitely not out of the woods yet. Okay, so let's get everyone doing things in order to be ready.
Ready for orders.
Standing by.
So, what do we need to do? Obviously, we need to advise. We need to set national policy of both America
Ready for my mission. Ready for
and, in my opinion, and China as well. And what we'll try and do is essentially join Nigeria's war. Now, the thing is, Nigeria are also at war with the European Union, which is kind of annoying. It would be nice if they were only at war with the aliens. The aliens are moving over to Kano.
Where to?
Which will be interesting to see how that goes. Because the European Union might like steal the land from the aliens, which would be immensely funny. Now this alien that we've been tracking is like real baby. So let's not bother. Let's just investigate these and confirm. Yeah, so the alien armies have moved. And they should annihilate this Nigerian army. Don't worry, Nigeria, we're on our way to protect you. Well, India have also allied Nigeria. I wonder if I wonder if the Protectorate are going to bring India into the war. In Africa, overall now is a war zone. There's kind of British troops down here in Mozambique, even though it's resistance. There's Russians up in Kenya. European Union troops all over Nigeria. It's kind of a mess, which I guess is a good spot for the aliens to land in. You know, things are going badly down here, so they might as well kind of take a few nations for themselves. Okay, so we got this event yet again. So we can do ships built 5% faster, 5% mining, or that kind of mission control one. I want more ship build speed. It's hard to get ship build speed. Green arc laser batteries research complete. And we are just building arc laser cannons on the first generation, but it shouldn't really matter on the middle part. So we can keep doing that. Let's do muon spiker for the future so I don't forget it. And let's focus on... Oh, I don't know what to focus on. Okay, India have decided that invading more African countries is the solution. So if we go declare war, if we declare war on the alien administration straight up, it's like we've attacked the alien administration. If we declare war on the alien administration in the alien administration Chad war, we're basically kind of joining our allies against the aliens.
Policy direction complete.
Which is what we will do. We will join alien administration in the alien administration Chad war. So now, America is at war with the aliens, as is China. So, let's bring our armies over to Chad. Sorry, to Nigeria. Bring the American armies here. I mean, for now we don't need the Chinese armies. We should be completely fine with just the American ones. You might use the Chinese armies for another operation later on. Yeah, the Nigerian army is trying to run away.
Here's what we found.
Your alien administration, because Nigeria has such a huge population, will be getting a lot of population under their belt. Once all this is done, so they will have a reasonably large nation. Which is good, I guess, for them. Another little trick you can do, which you won't do in this game, but it's something I've definitely utilised in the past, is now the aliens have an alien administration, a lot of alien agents will be kind of hanging out in the capital of it. So if you're ever at war with the aliens and you nuke their capital, you can actually kill a lot of alien agents. From kind of just essentially nuking the alien agents themselves. Because if a nuke goes off in a region, like a bunch of the agents in that region will often die.
Ready for orders.
It's a very sneaky little trick you can do, but in a pinch that really helps. We have a lot of people discovered by the servants, including Sydney.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged.
Let's send all these guys on holiday to
Where do
Taiwan.
you need me?
What's the op?
Yep, you've been
Ready
discovered.
for my mission.
You have been discovered. There's no point in risking
Going
it.
into hiding. I'm here.
Standing by for orders. Going silent.
Okay, let's continue.
Standing by for order. Going into hiding.
Where to?
Aliens have left an army behind, which is a bit interesting.
Sitting a watch.
They should be worried about America showing up.
On Overwatch.
Going into hiding.
Because, you know, we are completely at war with them right now. Yeah, the alien administration has now formed a bunch of allies with servant countries. Right, as you can see, all these countries, none of them are nuclear based, so we're completely fine. Yep, we'll do this one to stop annoying events. And we'll continue. Okay, American armies are landing. Yep, alien agents. It's not really special anymore when we discover these agents. We know they're all here. But we've seen Alpha 29 so many times at this point. Okay. Yeah, and the alien administration really doesn't want to be at war with me because they know they're in a real bad situation. And probably because, I guess, because we're the academy. They're like, oh, guys, should we be allies again? You know, I'm like, no. Sorry. I can't let you conquer Earth. You only like me because I'm more dangerous than you. Yeah, and we should keep leveling up our armies. Now, after this, Dahramar will be on permanent advised duty to America and to try and make their armies as good as possible for fighting the aliens. But for right now, she can be elsewhere. Well, I wonder if they've allied India and Israel, both of whom are nuclear nations. I wonder if these two nations are going to start nuking alien armies taking over Nigeria. Has me a little bit concerned, actually. We'll see. I also might nuke the European armies also trying to conquer Nigeria. Yes, the alien administration is occupying this province. Now, most of the army has arrived. Do we want to immediately go and try and defend? I think we do. I think there's no reason to stick around. I wonder how this is going to go, because there's like a European Union army here as well, who we're not at war with. It's a little bit awkward. You kind of have to fight the alien army on its own. Okay, Sydney advised China instead. Dahramal, you're in charge of advising America to give your command buff to its armies.
Ready to go.
Leah,
Reporting in.
let's keep investigating these random aliens.
Target. I'm here.
Because, you know, it's always worth investigating these
Where
guys.
do you need me?
Leah, do the
Investigating target.
alien activity.
Acknowledged.
Yen, honestly,
Ready to go.
just do public campaign.
Your orders. On the way to the target site.
Do public campaign and get +1
We
persuasion.
must persuade the people.
Yep. That's good with me. Oh, there's the Australian Secret Intelligence Service. Because we have so many Australian spy orgs, that means there are more left. So America 5 has landed, so we'll bring that in as reinforcements.
Offering assistance.
Lending my expertise.
Here we go. Battle is joined. We are 0.35 support from local cohesion, 0.25 from advisors, 7.4 military tech. Alien armies at 7.7. So we're more or less the same. 7.7. I mean, they've taken a little bit from army losses, although we will also have army losses of our own. Yep, and I'll bring in the last army.
Person of interest surveilled. We've got some intel on our target.
Are we fighting the European Union armies as well? Like, see, they're doing occupying regions. They're fighting the region, and we're just fighting the alien army. Which is interesting. It's very irritating that the European Union is doing this, because there are also 2 Nigerian armies here, which, while their military score isn't great, they would have the bonus from but you get a little bonus being on home territory. But yeah, also they basically can function as tanks, because the more military tech you do increases your damage, but it doesn't really increase your health. So, yep, so this is one army about to die, and they're doing this thing the AI will always do, which is like they'll do this kind of retreat. Well, they'll kind of calculate how close they are to dying and then be able to back off, which is annoying. You just have to, we'll essentially have to chase them into Chad. And they have a megafauna here, which is like an extra army. And of course, we won't get bonuses from local cohesion, the aliens will, and they have a cohesion of 10. So it might be a little bit dicey, but our army is so solid and so much larger that I think we'll be okay. We should be able to just power through, essentially.
What's the op?
Dahramal, keep us advising.
Reporting in. Offering support.
Reporting in. We'll make our appeal.
Alpha 27. I don't like the fact that he's gone over to Japan. It's kind of rude.
Investigating alien site.
Standing by. Acknowledged.
We'll just keep investigating these aliens. Even the baby ones are worth killing if we have nothing else to do. And Leah Abbott can also advise China.
Offering assistance.
Double advise, it's still always worth it, in my opinion. Yep, so they're also all retreating,
My expertise.
I will help them.
including the European Union army is also retreating, but that's because they can't fight the province on their own. Yep, do that for the events.
Offering assistance.
And we're nearly done with their purpose, which is nice.
Person of interest surveil.
Yeah. But the only thing we're doing now is just fighting off occupation, I believe. Yeah. So the aliens have all retreated. Either to Chad or they've retreated up here. These are just European Union armies, so there is no point in fighting the occupation, it will just go down on its own. Now we are actually allowed to enter Niamey and fight this alien army because we're also allied with this nation, so we could send our armies up here. The other thing we can do is just go immediately directly for Chad itself. Let's send our armies up. We might be able to pick this army off on its own, and let's bring in the Chinese army as potential backup just in case. So if I'm going to have to go into Chad with their kind of all their bonuses, I'm going to want the extra troops. Wait, this is a very large war. Actually, I don't know if because we're both allies, are we actually allowed to fight? Yeah, we are. But neither of us are the defender. We're kind of it's a little bit weird and buggy because we're both allies. We're kind of fighting in allied territory. You're trying to run away to on the 12th, but they won't make it, will they? Nope. Okay. Let's go. We don't need to wait for China, I don't think. Ooh, their purpose. Okay. So you can read the generic one. I will read the overall one.
We now understand why they are here, Chancellor.
We have completed the determine their purpose objective. Report from the head of our translation team is attached. Despite objections from the more credited members of our team, I've allocated William Parker 2 hours per day to communicate with Rudy for about 2 years. We place no restrictions on what topics are to be discussed, apart from the most basic ones concerning military security. The results were surprising. Rudy, though, unwilling to discuss anything that he considers a military or state secret, has been quite willing to talk about the history of his species. The Hydras apparently evolved upon an old planet, with a single supercontinent upon a vast ocean. An ocean that contained the majority of the world's natural resources, also teemed with deadly predators. The Hydras domesticated various amphibian species, and used them to scavenge and mine resources from the seabed. Apparently the Hydras developed close and sometimes even fond relationships with these species. The civilization was built upon them, and once their genetic science advanced sufficiently, they uplifted many of them to near-human intelligence. Unfortunately, this state of affairs did not last. The Hydras had only recently discovered spaceflight, when their world was devastated by an interstellar weapon launched at their planet by a third sapient species. 99% of the entire Hydra race died instantly, taking with them much of Hydra history and culture. The groups to survive were those off-planet in the Hydra's space hubs and colonies. The Cataclysm, as it is known, seems to dominate what remains of Hydra culture, the species responsible for the cataclysm is the ones we are already aware of. Those are the Hydra's slave warriors known as the Salamanders. The first action of the Hydra Defense Consensus was to neutralize and subjugate the Salamanders, and their entire reason for existence is to ensure that nothing like the Cataclysm can ever happen again. This explains a great deal. Now the rigid, untrusting nature of the responses we have received to our diplomatic exchanges can be understood in context. Hydra paranoia towards other species is understandable. The question is, how can we overcome it? Yeah, now we're really getting into some of the deep lore, and here we can slowly start to see what this game is actually based on, the story of it, and which is the Dark Forest. Which is the idea that the reason that we don't see intelligent life out there in the universe is the idea that because it is so easy to build, like scientifically, it's actually very easy to destroy a planet. All you need is some kind of small or large rock traveling close to the speed of light, and that's actually something that we as humans could maybe develop at some point. It's theoretically very possible. So all you need is this rock traveling at this speed just to hit a planet in another solar system, and you can just wipe it out. And the idea is that intelligent species, it's safe to assume, or if you want to ensure your own survival, you can assume that other intelligent species will want to wipe you out as well. The idea is that we're all under threat from everyone else. So the only way to ensure our own survival is to wipe everyone else out. That way they can't wipe us out. And that's why it's the Dark Forest. It's the idea of hunters going through the woods with kind of bows. And if you see another hunter, you shoot. If you ever get spotted, everyone will shoot you and you die. So the only way to survive is to stay hidden and shoot first and ask questions later. And that's essentially what happened to the Hydra homeworld. It was annihilated by the Salamanders, who were terrified of seeing another alien species and just immediately tried to wipe them out. And the Hydra, as you've noticed in the story, are not doing that to Earth. They've identified Earth, but they didn't build a big rock to wipe us out. And I'm sure as we'll go through, we'll understand a few more reasons why. I mean, in Exodus, you understand a lot more. Exodus discover the Salamander homeworld, and they also discover that the Hydra that the Salamanders had weapons to not only wipe out the Hydra, but other intelligent species that the Hydra eventually go to as well, including us. So, by wiping out the Salamanders, the Hydra have actually saved Earth. The Hydra are our heroes. I don't know if this is revealed in the Academy storyline. It's definitely revealed in the Exodus one, and it kind of understands a lot of their behavior. They are a deeply traumatized species. Like, they got their entire civilization wiped out. Like, if that's not going to make... Imagine if, like, this situation about, like, we all went to space and Earth got wiped out. If that's not going to make you, like, bitter and hostile and not trusting, I don't know what is. But despite all that, the Hydra aren't here to wipe us out. So they have this paranoia, they have this hatred, but they're not evil. They're not taking it out on us. You definitely took it out on the Salamanders, but they haven't quite taken it out on us. I mean, even the Salamanders are still alive. They didn't do to the Salamanders what the Salamanders did to them, because they consider themselves better than that. And it's just very interesting, yeah. So there we go, and now we have a more accurate knowledge of this, but we knew what was happening with that already. It doesn't really matter. Let's find their weakness. What is their weakness? And it also can explain stuff like the deal that we got earlier on in the story, if you remember. We got a deal which was like, Earth gives over all of its space technology. This is what the Protectorate go for, their victory. Gives over all its space technology. We're confined to Earth. The aliens don't really want to conquer Earth. They don't really care. What they want to do is end the threat humanity poses to the survival of their species. If we are allowed to just expand out, we are dangerous and able to build weapons to destroy them. And I'm sure we'll learn more about that as the story keeps progressing. But yeah. So we know why the Hydra are here. They're here to stop us becoming a major, major threat. to their survival. But you know, we're the Academy. We're not a threat to anyone's survival. We wanna kind of show the Hydra a better way, a better future. And maybe where we can go around invading other species together, I don't know. Russia, under the control of the Resistance, has declared war on Costa Rica and the alien administration. So yeah. More people are declaring war on the aliens. That's good actually to see. They are usually incredibly passive when it comes to the alien administration. They are usually very passive when it comes to the alien administration. I always assumed it's just because they're so strong, but it's nice to see them actually declare war on them. Let's just do random text like that. Let's focus on the Pan-Asian Combine for now, because getting that will be quite important. Okay. We have arrived in Chad. So the aliens... well, they don't get any bonuses from local cohesion. Interesting. I assume it's because they're alien armies they don't get bonuses from local cohesion. That's interesting. We, of course, don't get any either, but we're 7.1. They're 7.0. National Miltech. Very odd. Okay. Well, they seem to be getting crushed, which is good. Oh, it's because I was looking at the stats of the megafauna. Yeah. The megafauna is not going to have any bonuses or anything.
Ready.
Ready to go.
Okay. Alpha 27. Let's get rid of
At your
you.
service.
64
Tracking target.
ops.
Where do you need me?
Daframal, keep
Where do you
advising
need me?
America. Sydney,
At your service.
advise China.
Offering counsel.
What's the op?
Where do you
Yen,
need me?
protect
I'm
Leah.
here. I will help them. Your order.
Mauricia,
Standing by for orders.
protect Alp. Alp, also try and capture this alien here.
Your orders.
Yep, so it's going to stay in China, so it should be easy to get.
At your service.
Please keep me safe.
Eyes on target.
Mission in progress.
Aliens are just kind of running around China, just unleashing pheromones everywhere to make them
I will help them.
on their side, but pheromones don't last very long, so it's really not working.
Defending the VIP.
Defending the VIP.
Yeah, so that's not a great strategy of the aliens. Yep. Limit the fire damage.
Us in
Alien
progress.
down.
Mission
Yeah, they seem to be
aborted.
getting crushed here in the nation of Chad. And now the thing is, once we win this, we don't actually want to conquer Chad itself, because we'll gain a massive threat for actually wiping out the alien administration, and it means the next army that comes will have to land somewhere kind of... oh, Hybertina orbit. There is a large fleet in Hybertina orbit. Are they going to blow me up? Or are they just here after humanity first? We have no idea. Okay, aliens. 4%, one army down. Alien megafauna is almost nearly dead as well. And we also need to be checking the health of our armies, because the damage is not applied kind of evenly. Chinese armies have arrived, but they're really not needed. So once these armies have arrived, I'm just going to send them all home. Okay, erratic leader behavior in Czechoslovakia. That does have me a little bit... oh no, it did fail. So I'd say if there's an alien agent good enough to take Czechoslovakia, that's kind of scary. It's just weird that Czechoslovakia even exists in this universe, to be honest. That's kind of funny.
Where do you need me?
Ready to go.
I guess we'll investigate
Where to?
this alien. You have been discovered by the aliens, so you will hide just in case.
Going silent.
Ready for my mission.
Standing by.
Your orders?
Advise. Dahramal also advise.
Ready for my mission.
Again, just keep up.
Ready
Keep
to
up
go.
public campaigning.
I'm here.
I mean, the public order is actually, public opinion in America is actually doing okay,
Making our case.
which is kind of nice. But it's because we've lowered the number of stuff. We have a lot more percentage in unity now than we used to. It's one of the reasons why it's doing so well. Yeah. Leah Abbott.
Investigating alien site.
This alien is just sticking around Germany. This might be a good agent. We'll have a look.
Offering support.
Okay, the Chinese armies can all go home. Oh, it's so nice having that go home button. At one point of this game, you'd have to click on each army to go to their individual province, but another point of this game, armies, you couldn't like queue orders. Armies could only go kind of one square at a time. So if you had an army that was based here, you'd have to go move here, wait for it to arrive, move here, wait for it to arrive, then say move here, then getting them all home, you'd more or less have to do the same thing as well. Unless you, of course, you wanted to do the airdrop home button. But yeah, it was really a nightmare.
Mission is a no-go.
So yeah, we've destroyed the megafauna here. We'll destroy this last alien army, and then we're just off. We're just going home. We'll leave the alien administration in Chad. We're just here to destroy the armies.
Public sentiment is increasing.
Alien
with us.
and things. And the main point of this navy right now, because it's already horrendously outdated, is to just try and see if we can find a few alien ships kind of on their own and win a space battle for our objective. That's the main point of this fleet at this stage. No, don't try and take Quebec from me. Oh, okay, I believe this is the first one of these missions done, these terrorize missions. The reason why the aliens don't usually do them, these missions give points to the Protectorate, but usually the Protectorate are over threat, especially on like brutal. I think on the lower difficulties these are more common. But the Protectorate by now would have done enough techs to lower their threat so that they're fine. But yeah, early on the aliens on brutal but usually never do this because the Protectorate will always be over threat. But yeah, they've done a mission to give Quebec to the Protectorate. So it's not really the Protectorate's fault. They've just been given a random province. And there's Zulu 7 in Chad is gone, and now we're occupying Chad, but we don't want to do that. All armies go home. We have absolutely no reason to conquer Chad. And now, because we also will be at war with the alien administration, more or less forever, whenever alien armies land, we have an excuse to go and wipe them out without gaining any threat. Now the alien armies can still land kind of elsewhere, can be kind of annoying, but we're just at war with the aliens now, so we're okay. Now the only other big thing the aliens can do to break this deadlock is to essentially add nations to the alien administration. Now one of those nations they could add, for example, is Germany. How have the Resistance... Okay, they can't. The Resistance have somehow managed to grab the executive. That's amazing. If they couldn't, if that wasn't the case, they could add Germany, which would then give these three armies directly to the aliens. So we'd have to come over, wipe out these three armies, liberate Germany, and then go home. But yeah, the servants really have nothing in this game.
My expertise.
I'm here.
Where to?
Okay, Alp. Oh, did that alien do go to ground? Looks like it.
We'll see what we can find.
Standing by.
Let's see if they're going to come back
At your service.
to Chechnya. We'll give it a protect.
Standing by for order.
Leah Abbott,
Ready for orders.
advise America.
Offering counsel.
Acknowledged.
Dahramal,
What do you
do
need?
that. Oh yeah, we need
What's
to,
that?
I forget, we need to do
I'm
this.
here.
Leah Abbott. Purge.
Removing our enemies. Where to?
Okay, advise,
Offering assistance.
confirm. There's still the alien agent here.
Offering counsel.
I will help them.
But it shouldn't be too hard to do a terrorize mission in Quebec. Quebec is not very big. And giving points to the Protectorate is one of those weird things the aliens does, where I don't think the aliens quite understand that the Protectorate are not on their side. Terrorizing regions to give them to the Protectorate does not help the aliens. I mean, the Protectorate were the ones they were just invading, who'd allied kind of India and stuff, who are currently at war with the aliens. Yep. The armies are slowly arriving home. And then because it affects our investment points when the armies are not home, so sending them home is really, really important. We don't want to just leave them here, because we have 30 days when alien things land, which is enough time to get to Chad. Oh, my navy has arrived. And no one is here. No one is defending Righteous Blade. I assumed they'd bring a navy over before I got here, but nope. Well, here we go. First, I mean, we did the thing with the thing, but this is our first proper space battle with a proper actual fleet. Engage. Start battle. So, just like before, let's do a short wall or a high. Let's just do a short wall. Maximum speed. Confirm. Now we only have 5.6 kps. As you can see, doing maneuvers more or less doesn't speed us up. So we don't need to. Let's do that. Let's set our target to be the array. Let's also set the green laser cannons. We're going to do this for every ship to be attack. So that way they don't act as point defense and use the little ones as point defense. Yeah. Something I should have done before, but it doesn't really matter. Okay. So do a thrust. We'll do another thrust. Not that we more or less didn't get any speed from these, because our acceleration is so low, we're more or less stationary while in combat. Now, another thing we can do, okay, so because I've set target to this thing, we should retract radiators so they don't get damaged. We've set the target, so we can go to movement, and what you can do is press this little lock. This will mean that we will attempt to move our losers at the primary target. So, we do that, all the ships will rotate to focus the alien point defense array. As you can see at this distance, we're not going to do much damage, but lasers do a lot more damage once they get close. The armor is too effective at this distance. And here comes their missiles and stuff. And yep, our overlapping point defense completely wipes them all out. All the ships kind of defend each other, you see. And maybe something to get a little bit closer with only 480 centimeters. And plus, because it's not arc laser as well. All the upgrades increase its range. Here we go, got it down to orange. Red, and it's gone, and we win. Okay. So unable for operations for a little bit. So we can destroy the hab, we can destroy Righteous Blade Station, which will generate a bunch of threat, and I do not know if this will count as salvaging a warship. Let's find out. Destroyed. No, it doesn't. Okay. Well, I'm happy. I'm happy that we got it. Now, are there any? Let's see if we can try and grab a little. There are these little surveillance ships. Let's see if we can go and grab one. Oh, we don't have enough KPS to get to low Earth orbit. That's a little bit annoying. One of the reasons why is because we're so slow, with only 4 milligs. Which our new ships are even slower, so great. Because what I'd want to do is transfer to Epicurus Station, but it's not going to let us. So we're kind of stuck out here. Which is fine. What we will do... Oh, we don't have any money. Okay, so this will have to be a fix. So Epicurus Station, we can't have any money to launch things, and we're in so much debt, I'd rather not Oh, we can sell a little bit. Oh, we're not in that much debt. So let's sell some more stuff. Let's go to here. Let's found a platform in 33 days. And the point of this platform, all it will have on it is a supply depot, which doesn't even cost power. And you see it has a little fuel symbol. This just gives fuel. So it's essentially like a little fueling station. So we'll send our fleet over to Senka Station. Takes us a little bit of time to get there because our acceleration is just that slow. There we go. And essentially now we just wait here for this to be built. Then we'll have fuel again and then we can go and fight something else.
Our people have taken control.
With our terrible, terrible acceleration. You can see how we're kind of at the limit of what you'd want for a slow ship with 4 milligs. Really, you're going to want a little bit faster. But, you know, you have to kind of deal with what you've been dealt. And but right now, what we got is good enough. Although we do definitely want some better engines. For that, we're going to need some more kind of fusion-based engines. A lot of the best engines and stuff are kind of in kind of like fusion, stuff like Z-Pinch. The Z-Pinch reactor can lead to really, really good engines, as can this thing. Yeah, a lot of those kind of techs. To be honest, I'm not 100% because usually at that kind of stage of the game, you just kind of unlock stuff casually. I'm more focused on the early engine, which is the burner drive. Because there's so much in this game, I just find it impossible to remember everything.
Acknowledged.
And you don't really need to, that's the thing.
Down.
Where do you need me?
Standing by
Okay.
for orders.
Where do you need me?
Everyone hidden.
Acknowledged. Going silent.
Acknowledged.
Reporting in.
Ready to go.
That is not an alien, that is just a person. So let's just do advise America.
Support.
What's the op?
Let's advise
Orders.
China.
Ready to go.
And let's fight some xenofauna here.
Taking it to them.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, so once Seneca Station is built,
Making things safe
we'll be
for
able
our
to move
people.
out and see what else we can do with Alpha 16.
Going off the grid.
I will help them.
It's because we have such low acceleration, getting so close to large planets like Earth can be a real issue. Now, of course, this base, I imagine, will be a lot harder to take. It has 3 layered defense arrays. You know, that's not even that hard. Of course, there's Victor 514 here, 4.9k, 32 ships. They slightly outnumber us. We could attack this servant fleet, but there's not much reason to. I doubt this servant fleet at 5 ships with like a battleship is at 166 strength according to the game, whereas our tiny fleet here is 409. So I don't have too high hopes for that servant fleet being any threat. Okay, rapid response teams because they did their Terra mission. Again, usually you don't really need to worry about those, at least on Brutal, because the aliens will, at some point the Protectorate will piss off the aliens again, and then the aliens will just stop doing those missions. The Protectorate often jump back and forth between in and out of threat, depending on how they feel that day.
Target destroyed.
Now, if India, for example, or Russia, wants to conquer the alien nation, actually occupy the main province, that's totally good with me. In fact, the Russians are coming, because I'm not going to get the threat debuff for wiping out the alien administration. It's the resistance who will. So yeah, the Russia is coming in to steal all the glory and to take out the alien administration, and that's totally okay. It's alien in Jordan. Alpha 26. I mean, when you're so poor quality, you can't even take the party of Jordan. You're struggling, I think. But yeah, it's good that the alien administration is no more.
Standing by.
Leah Abba, keep investigating alien activity.
Your orders.
Acknowledged.
Let's deal with Alpha 26, because he's kind of just asking to die, getting
What's the
caught
law?
so often.
Where to?
I think we need to... Our future allies need to have less, like... We need to help them be better at their job, quite frankly. If we're going to be invading like other planets of hostile species once we're allies, which I guess is kind of what we do, because the threat of other species is not gone just when you defeat the Hydra, right? You're still in the Dark Forest, you still need to do something about it, and I've always assumed that our alliance will revolve around the better solution, the ultimate solution of the Dark Forest, which is to kind of come out into the light and make friends with everyone. So yeah, maybe we'll try that. But if we're going to do that with the Hydra, we need to make sure that Alpha 26 is not a part of that, because
I will
you will
report
get all
when
of us
mission is
killed.
complete.
Okay, more megafauna. I always assume these things are going to enter China, because we do border it.
Offering assistance.
Humanity first, targeting low Mars orbit. How are the AI building their ships? Wow, what engine are they using here? They're using... Well, they're using the Heavy Dumbo, which is like a much faster acceleration, but has really, really bad delta V. Yeah, delta V of 6.7. So though it's fast, it's low delta V. They're also using the 720 centimeter infrared laser cannon. So this is a dangerous ship. They also have a targeting computer Mark II to overcome enemies' ECM, despite the fact they don't have anything that could use ECM other than this 40mm autocannon.
I have new information.
Surveillance complete.
What we could try and do is find a Humanity First agent and try and trade and get it off them. Yeah. It's nice that Humanity First are also protecting Mars, it's not just me. More aliens in Earth. Yeah, Lunar L1 orbit. This fleet, I imagine, is coming to annihilate my fleet. The thing is, this fleet is not that good. I maybe have a chance against this fleet, or at least to get some alright kills. Especially if the AI mess it up. Let's do Space Force basic training for more officers.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Now it says 1.1k for their fleet, but they're 8. We are also 8. So it's 8 ships v 8 ships. Now the reason why they're dangerous is they have a giant Lancer here, which has giant laser cannons, which will shred me. And I'm not super looking forward to having to deal with that. The other ships, though, we have a Corvette with just cannons, which will be literally useless because of our point defense. We have gunships. We have little lasers, but they're kind of tiny, not very scary. The escort here with just, yeah, tiny lasers. There's a lot of lasers on these aliens. I don't remember the aliens using this many lasers. And then this is just a torpedo ship. It's a lot of lasers. Do we go for them? Is a big question. Or do we try and find ships elsewhere to grab? If we can win, it'll be really, really good. The fleet we're about to build could totally win this. I think we give it a go. We give it a go. I have no illusions that we're guaranteed to win. But we should definitely give it a go, I think. Okay, so we're in formation. Now before you could win battles like this a lot easier because the AI's formations would all be all over the place. But they kind of actually use real formations now, so and they're slightly like off-centered to me. Well, we'll have a look. We'll see how this goes. We have a lot of armor on these ships. Yep, so they're doing some crazy movements and stuff. But now we can be on Guardian to deal with all the torpedoes. Now, because they're doing these crazy movements, we need to be careful. And a way we can do that is to we can see who's closest, kind of here. So let's turn all our weapons on to attack. If there's a way you can do this with all the ships without having to do it individually, please let me know. Because I have no idea. Well, I usually just leave them on attack because it's just too much effort. So this ship here, Dusk Wind, is a little bit... No, okay, it's just perspective. It's not that close. To you two... Yeah, it's also not that close to you two. So what we'll do is we'll lock all of our ships. This lot can target whatever's closest to them, Winter Flower. You two can target whatever's closest to you, which is Dawn Herald. Yep. Now the Red Wind is a lot closer, so switch. And we'll just kind of keep this up, and we'll just shoot at whatever's closest, more or less. Twilight Mist is incredibly close. Yeah, and unfortunately Hubble is getting destroyed by all these lasers and stuff. But all the gunships have basically gone and missed us. We're going to lose a ship to it. That's fine. Now let's switch over. We'll fire a few shots at you. Damage it, but now let's everyone switch to the Lancer. Please switch targets to the Lancer. It didn't register. Oh my god. Oh, it's because I'm only commanding one ship at a time. No wonder it's all being weird. Okay. Game is being irritating. There we go. Thank you. Probably messing up a little bit there. It doesn't really matter. So now we should all be able to focus on the Lancer. Now point defense should deal with those. They should still be attacking Hubble. Yep. And we are damaging it because it is so close to us. Hubble is down. Can we kill Shattered Prayer? Come on. At this range, all of our lasers should be really, really effective. Come on, don't let it go, don't let it go. Get it. Don't let it... Ah, we're not going to get it. Oh, we got it! It's down. Okay. Switch to whatever's closest. Dawn Herald, sure. We might get a little bit picked apart by the surviving ships. Breaking Wave is now the closest. Yeah, we got it. Oh, no. Okay, so some ships have been retreating from the battle. The aliens are retreating. So as we've got at least one kill and the aliens look like they're going to retreat, this battle is a victory. Okay. This corvette is now currently by far the closest thing. We turn around, shoot it as it goes past a little bit. Now it's Dawn Herald again. Gee, shoot out the sky. Okay, it's going. Gunships are just so annoyingly, like, it's what I mean said they're really annoying to kill. They just refuse to die. Okay, breaking wave. We might be able to get it as it goes past, actually. None of that is going to hit us. Now it's the Dusk Wind. So they're kind of, because they're like moving around and doing all this fancy stuff, these fancy maneuvers, we're just stationary. What it means is we are kind of just fighting them one at a time. And it gives us a big advantage. We've definitely had some casualties, and these ships are damaged, and we don't have repair bays, so these ships will basically stay damaged. Okay, it's kind of coming in. This one is a little bit closer. Twilight Mist. It seems to have gone past without us actually really damaging it. That is turning back around. It seems to want another go. Thank you for donating your exotic materials to us. We very much appreciate it, aliens. This last ship, what is it going to do? So aliens are offering... So if I press this now, we technically win. But if the aliens are going to send their last ship towards us... No, it looks like they're retreating. Oh no, okay. No, they're not. Are they coming to us? What are they doing? They're incredibly indecisive. Oh, their armor must have been really low. We're doing this much damage to them. At this range. Their engines are down. That's what these white things mean. It means they don't actually have control over the trajectory. Let's see if we actually kill it. Yeah, we do. Okay. Victory for the Academy. Only marginal casualties. The power of the laser ships. And, yep, there we go. And the following officers have been promoted. We'll talk about this in a minute, but yeah. Now, a lot of the alien ships did escape. Obviously, we lost the Hubble. And these two ships are quite damaged, Copernicus and Tulovsky. So, the battle, it was a success, and really we got what mattered, which is this objective here. We also killed a bunch of ships, so instead of building more... When every alien ship we kill is more ships they will have to replace, which is less invasion fleets. As we don't get any exotics. I don't know why we don't. I guess because we don't know exotics exist yet, technically. Salvaged alien spacecraft. We have been able to study alien technology before now. To have access to one of their craft in its entirety is a godsend to science. This is how they access our skies. This is how they travel within the solar system. This is what we must learn from, and perhaps even emulate, if we are to truly do the same ourselves. Even a preliminary appraisal of the retrieved vessel has revealed a sizable quantity of materials that defy easy categorization. Something that is not only countless steps beyond our own technology, but profoundly different from it. Something perhaps that would not exist in our solar system had these beings not brought it here. If we can understand it, the potential is beyond words.
Of our victory, Chancellor. But I fear we may be unable to avoid total war with the aliens.
She is worried we might avoid total war. I mean, for now we're avoiding total war, so we'll go with that. But yeah, we will be able to avoid it if we want to achieve our victory conditions. Our military arm has defeated an alien warship. We have a wrecked ship full of dead aliens as our prize. Our own losses mirror theirs. Despite the death toll, morale is high. Perhaps in the far future, military historians will remember this day as the birth of a naval tradition. We're not actually that upset. Okay, and this is another alien species, the Griffins, which are kind of like their space species who kind of does their ships. We have successfully retrieved the body of one of the creatures we have nicknamed Griffins. A preliminary assessment confirms this is an entirely different species to the aliens first encountered on Earth, as different from them as humans are, say, from a dragonfly. Indeed, so thin and hollow are this alien's bones that it seems unlikely to even originated from the same planet as the other aliens. Most probably it hails from a far lower gravity environment, which will also explain how rarely this particular species has been sighted on Earth. While the bone structure invites comparison to avian life in our own world, hence the designation Griffin, the similarities end there. This creature is, in every sense of the word, alien. I never quite know what it is, because it's not really a good picture of it. I guess it's like... I don't know, I always imagine them as kind of weird bug creatures, but... interesting. It does say avian. But yeah, we have defeated the aliens. Now we could go after them again, finish them off, but they'll probably just escape us. Oh no, they're on 0.089, because we destroyed one of their engines, they literally can't move. Which means we're in no rush to take them out. In fact, one of the things I like to do is I like to leave incredibly damaged alien fleets just sitting around, because obviously as humans we have a maximum navy based on our mission control, right? We use 13 currently for our ships. Well, the aliens must do something similar. They don't build up forever. You know, so if that eats into some form of mission control, some form of naval cap, this completely useless fleet that can't move, I'm more than happy to leave it there. It weakens the aliens, and that's all I really care about. Now, another thing we're gonna need to do, most likely. How bad is the damage on our ships? So we have a damaged primary life support, a damaged laser engine, one of the... So that is the main weapon, 480. So the Copernicus literally can't fire. The other ship that's damaged is the Tulovsky. Oh, it also had this one, the tail armor. So its tail armor is completely gone. This one's tail armor is mostly gone. It's lost its main weapon, one of the side weapons, and the laser engine. So yeah, the damage is quite extreme. Other ships are all fine. Now that is the primary life support, but I believe there's the auxiliary life support. So as long as you have at least one, you're fine. But yeah, not having weapons on 2 of our ships is quite bad. So in order to repair them, we're going to need some form of... Now, Seneca Station here, getting a nice shipyard on Earth would be nice. So what we're actually going to try and do is get an orbital core and try and turn it into a shipyard. And then we'll see if we can use that to both build ships and stuff of that nature. Alien administration wants peace? No. But I think with that incredible space battle, with our beautiful victory against the alien hordes, we'll end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. We'll definitely do more space battles, I'm sure, in the future. Remember, those ships were not our final form by even a close margin, and they just went to the aliens kind of 1 for 1, 8 ships. We can do a lot better than that. We can crush. Our goal, to be honest, is to build a navy that should be powerful enough and strong enough to come over here and crush Victor 514. If they're just going to keep this here. If we can crush Victor 514, we get control over Earth. We can actually build low Earth orbit stations, which give all their bonuses to Earth. And we can properly get that set up. And then keep Earth safe from more and more alien warships trying to invade. And from then, the game is just a naval battle. A naval battle that we will hopefully win. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time.